Yeah, Gorilla, Chief Wyatt Killer. All the way from where I started to the present, 1987, year of the legend. Shouts to my brethren who did it before me. It helped mold a nigga cause it's levels to this shit. I ain't taking it for granted. Damn it, I'm going in and rearranging the game and making room for my kin. If you disrespecting a squad, no need to even acknowledge or try to even the odds. It's nothing, it ain't a problem. Tell them that they can chill like bottles that's on chill. And VIP with the people that's living up on their heels. And Hollywood where the people that's acting ain't even actors. And people trying to act ain't got it, that's kinda backwards. Damn, a lot of plans ain't go just the way I wanted, but life is a crazy game. You gotta roll with the punches. If everything was a pop and just the way that we made it, you could be happy, but you be choosing good over greatness. I'm saying, what it is, what it do, man. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing. From beginning to the end, I'm just in it for the win. Maybe you can learn something, huh? What's up? What it is, what it do, man. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing. From beginning to the end, I'm just in it for the win. Maybe you could learn something, huh? They claiming they made it, but barely scratching the surface. They doing it for the glam while I'm doing it with a purpose. Soon as I'm on. Climbing and steady working. When I get it, I'ma get it for real. It's gonna be curtains, for certain. Put a fork in them. Country boy, but the flow got New York in it. Let them see me in a ride. Yours tinted. I ain't got nothing to hide, so you're different. Small size, so they acting like I ain't a threat. I ain't even started it yet. I'ma go hard to the death. I be the hardest to catch. Yeah, I be checking more G's than autocorrect. I've been in this thing for 10 years like I ain't a vet. Pride got y'all tripping cause y'all ain't swallowed a jet. I'm one fly nigga, I feel like I'm on a jet. Eat brains, Hannibal leg, insane cannibal, yes. Membrane gotta get checked, ball game, give me respect. What it is, what it do, man. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing. From beginning to the end, I'm just in it for the win. Maybe you can learn something, huh? What's up? What it is, what it do, man. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing. From beginning to the end, I'm just in it for the win. Maybe you can learn something, huh?
What's good, guys? As you know, earlier today I was having some technical difficulties. My camera was going out, the microphone was going out, and this morning I did a special. I did a little breakdown. I did a a little quick. I shouldn't say a breakdown. I did a quick little test this morning. I'm gonna be on here in a second. I'm letting my camera somewhat charge a little bit. If you have comments, it's on the screen. I was actually having problems loading in. I wasn't even supposed to be here today, right? Right? Wasn't even supposed to be here today. But look, I am trying to work on this little small problem. But as I do that, let me, I tell you what I'll do. Let me do this. I'm working on a technical difficulty right here with my camera. It looked like a cord came out. Let me do this. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave me. You know I got something for you just to sit back and kick it with. Let's see here. Let me just do this right here. I don't like slow music. It's Friday, right? Isn't it Friday? Is it Friday? Is it TGIF? Is it TGIF? So now I tell you what, instead of me coming off with something slow, I tell you what I'll do. I will do, let's see, until we get something going. Let me see something. How about this? Just for the hell of it, let's get it.
Yo, Dave, you get the sticks. Snap, get the bass. Yeah. Are you ready to kick it? Here we go.
All right, all right, all right, all right. My
Bang, bang.
apologies. Camera problems. I had a cord come out. A lot of stuff going on. I wasn't even gonna come on. Y'all know I wasn't really coming today. You know that. So thank you for being here. Let me get the chat up. Let's see. Say echo. It's echoing. Let me make sure. Can you guys hear me okay now? Are we good now? Let me see. Are we good now? Am I okay? Yes, we do need fun music back. All right, thanks, Ross says we good. I appreciate it. Look, if y'all only knew what it consisted of putting this thing together. Yeah, I hit play and all of that, man, but there's some work. I got video light right here. There's a few things going on all at the same time. It's more, look, I got a light right here. I got a camera that's acting crazy because it's doing what it wants to do. And it's beeping like the battery is low. It's just a lot going on. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna do the best I can for the little bit of time that I have. I can't stay on long. If you missed this morning's show, it wasn't really a show. It was a sound check that turned into a show. And you know, when drop call, then it turned into it just turned into a show. We had communications. So happy Friday to you too, Brenda Early. What's good with everybody? Hey, let me take that off. That might help me. What's good? I have nothing but Friday. I have nothing but Friday. I do have a couple things. I have a couple things that happened in Cincinnati. Let's get right to it. I didn't messed up enough time by dealing with the camera and dealing with the computer, dealing with the lights, just doing way too much. I was running late, ran in, and that's what I get for trying to do so much all at the same time. But some of y'all late now too. See, some of them just getting here because they know I ain't gonna start till like 5:15. You know how we are. Remember dollar parties? Y'all remember when we used to go to the parties, them dollar parties? It only costs $1 for those that live maybe in the deep, deep suburbs. But where we from, we used to go to these things called dollar parties. And what the dollar parties were was somebody's crib with the red light or the black light or the green light, some shit like that. And it costs $1 to get in. You slow jam on the wall. You kiss and grind on the wall. You find you one. You kiss and grind on the wall and do all the shit that your mama and them, used to do that you think you the only one doing it. They know your ass out there doing exactly what they used to do. They know that. But yeah, KING or some shit like that we used to play. I don't know, but you get you one on the wall and you kiss and grind and you feel her butt a little bit. I know I know it's Friday, y'all. I can loosen up, right? It's Friday. I can loosen up just a little bit. Yeah, we used to kiss and grind in the house parties, dollar parties, and shit like that. Y'all notice what these receipts look like right now at these restaurants and at the grocery store and all that shit. I can't imagine. And the movie theater used to be $1. I can't imagine having a party, what it costs to get in a party now. How much is a house party? Do they still do that shit? Anybody know? Is it like $20? Somebody wants you to come in. I know they have fight parties and they want to charge everybody $20 to come in and watch the fights. That's like a house party, right? Fight party on pay-per-view, and you come to somebody's crib. They want to charge you $20, $25 for a couple. Yeah, you and your old lady come in and they charge you $25 or something like that. I've never really done it, but I've heard of it. I heard they have fight parties, and instead of paying $75, you go over your partner's house and now that y'all get together, have a fight party. Bring $25 and you and your lady. I done seen dudes act like they couples, they cheap asses. They so cheap, they want to walk in the party together for $25. No, it's $20 for you. $25 for you and your woman. Now you want to be you know, you and Tito and all that. Or now you want to be a couple with the dude to save a little hot ass $20. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah, $20, man. $25 for a couple for a house party. I mean, for a fight party. That's not bad considering you fighting. You around a bunch of people you know, having a good time watching the fight. You paid $20, $25, and you have a good time. Remember the Mike Tyson fights and shit? Remember that on TV? Who remember on TV? On TV, Showtime type of thing. They used to watch the Mike Tyson fights. I think the fights were $50 back then. And we would have the fight parties and the shit would be like, everybody would just, you know, have a great time. Go to Mike Tyson fight parties at somebody's house. It would be on the cable box. You know, we only had like 3 primetime channels on cable. And yeah, there you go. Tabitha Black Fox says, turn the key. Remember you had to turn the key to do the pay-per-view shit? I think that was the first Time Warner cable. You turn the key and that locks you in for the pay-per-view. You didn't paid $49.99 for 1 minute and 27 seconds because Mike Tyson was knocking somebody out. And back then, the undercards wasn't shit. Those were the fights that were before Mike Tyson. Nobody really paid attention because most people, you know, all right, come to the house for the fight party. It start at 9 because you know Mike Tyson ain't going to fight till about 11:30. Okay? Everybody starts showing up. You got all this shit sitting around the house, potato chips, all this old stuff. Sitting around, look like it's going to waste. And then at the fight start, you tell everybody to get there at 9. Mike Tyson ain't going to fight till 11:30. So here come everybody at 10:58, all at the same time. Nobody watched the undercard. Everybody paid their money. They gave $20, $25 to come in there and watch Mike Tyson in the first round, in the first minute and 27 seconds. Knock his man out. I remember them days. Mike was knocking cats out in the first round, and people was still paying for it. People were still paying $20 a hit. Only in the black community will we feel like that's a deal. Well, I didn't pay 50. I didn't pay 50. I paid 25 for my minute and 27 seconds. Everybody else at home watched it on. They pulled it. They took the key, turned the key, and they paid $50 for their minute and 27 seconds. Only us will we make logic of that. Makes sense. Made sense. Yeah, I had a cousin that had one of those boxes, what they call fire sticks now. Dude was doing fire sticks before fire stick existed. He was the one black man that they allowed on Time Warner installation team. and they paid for that. You understand? They put him out there, and I swear he had his own community truck riding around hooking people's shit up that one kind of way. See, it wasn't a fire stick back then. It was how your house was hooked up to the box outside. You know, they put those little boxes right outside your front door. That's how it was in the Fae. And you only had 2 channels that you really had to pay for. All the other stuff, you know, the box. This was the day when the box had the string on it, and you had that little box that had all the numbers and shit, and you hit where you want to click. I got a picture of it. I just don't have it loaded up so I can show you. Yeah, we going down memory lane a little bit. But some of you know what I'm talking about, that Time Warner box. Yeah, push button. They call that shit a remote control. It had a long-ass dog leash on it. Remember that? It had this long-ass leash on it. It was crazy. It was crazy. But it was dope when it first came out. It was new. It was inventive. We all thought it was the hottest shit out. And you know, that was the only advantage that some of us had in the hood of trying to make other po people feel even more po than they really was. See, you was the shit if you lived in the hood and had cable TV back in them days. Cable TV was a privilege. It was a poor rich man's privilege. And every time we would be outside playing, and a Time Warner cable truck pull up to somebody's house, we'd be like, damn, they got it going on. They got that cable shit, man. My mama tripping. My mama won't get that shit. My mama won't get cable. And in that time in the Fae, that time back in those days, there was another thing that came out called Atari 2600. Anybody remember the Atari 2600? Anybody remember the Atari? Hold on, let me fix my screen here. My thing here is a little messed up. Anybody remember the Atari? Yeah, the Atari 2600 was pretty much the first in-home video game system that had like Pac-Man, Asteroids. It had all that shit on it. And if you had an Atari 2600, you was in business. All right. I see LaDonna says Nintendo 64. I don't think Nintendo was out back then. It was the Atari 2600 with the 2 remote controls with the stick with the little red button on it. It was the Atari 2600, and it kept me from going to Swartz, dropping a 25-cent piece on their ass to play Pac-Man. I used to spend my lunch money on that. I'd play Pac-Man. Y'all remember the store Swartz up the street? I'd play Pac-Man, and I would play Asteroids. Some of y'all just dinosaurs, straight dinosaurs, talking GlycoVision. Dude, we ain't talking about Stickman with the little doodle-loop, 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 doodle-loop. We talking about the real video games, KJ. Kenneth Jones on some Activision shit. Glico Activision. That was not a video game. That was the attempt to make a video game, bro. But you're right. It was first. It was Activision or something like that was the group that put it out. But I don't call those video games when you play tennis. Remember the tennis that it was just 2 sticks and you hit the ball back and forth to see who can get it through the little thing. They called it hockey or some shit. Maybe ping pong hockey. I don't know. But that shit was crazy. And all you did was hit the stick. Blue-loop, 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 blue-loop. That is not a video game. That's just some shit to waste your time. Video games didn't truly come out until Atari 2600 hit the scene. And people on the video game start looking like people. There you go. Anthony Prosser said Pong. You're right. I think it was called Pong. Those are real video games. Look, the hottest video game in the arcade was Pac-Man at that time. So I consider anybody that brings out Pac-Man and put it on my TV at home, you are the originator of the home video game. Activision and all that shit did not have Pac-Man. Did not have Asteroids, Donkey Kong, and none of that shit. And no, you can't borrow my cartridge. It's somebody right now saying, yeah, I used to have one of them Atari 2600. I still got Chili's fucking Donkey Kong. I still got his Donkey Kong. You can't borrow none of my shit because you never get it back. China 87 says Jupiter was the place. Jupiter and Clifton. See, that's some people laughing at what I'm saying because they know what I'm talking about. They know if you loan your cartridge out to somebody, you're going to have to fight to get it back. Literally go blow for blow. You're going to have to go fight to get that Donkey Kong back. Centipede. You got to fight to go get it back. Half of my fights in life was over Atari 2600 cartridges. It was never over money. It was never over women. It was never over any of that shit in real life. It was always about my motherfucking video games, bro. You cannot. Where's my Frogger? My granny bought me that. I'm just saying. We gonna fight. Okay. Shit. All right. When you come outside, we banging for my damn Centipede cartridge. We banging for it. My granny bought me that. Let me just say this to you. Y'all can figure out my age if you want to. Let me tell you. I remember this as if it was yesterday. My first video game, not handheld football or nothing like that. My first video game that I hooked up to a television was Atari 2600, and my grandmother got it for me for Christmas when I was 13 years old. Living in the Fay Apartments. I was 13 years old, and y'all know my birthday is December the 6th. So I remember that 13th birthday because that was the year that I was rich. I was poor man rich. I am not that old, Roz. Get off my live talking that shit. That's crazy. You put me in, this dude then made me the area code of Cincinnati. What are you, 513, 531, 5? It's too many damn numbers. It's too high. Saying, damn, bro, what's your age? You the area code? Listen, my 13th birthday, then I'm going to get in the topic because I got some shit I want to talk about because I'm on schedule again. I'm on schedule. I got a receipt. All right, let me wet your taste buds, and I'm going to get back to what I was saying. The Cincinnati Fire Department, the head chief got fired. Now, what did I just say yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday when I was like, don't nobody come down or press down on the fire people? And I was being sensitive because, like I told you, I got a buddy, I got a friend of mine. Her son is a firefighter. And I don't want to talk, I don't want to wish bad or look like I'm saying some bad shit like that. I'm not trying to do that. However, I always say there's bad people in every profession. But our leadership targets police because they are the easiest target. But I'm going to tell you something. I can guarantee you right now, I'll bet you $1 against $10 that they are the easiest target. Hold on one second. My camera just beeped at me like it's going out, like the battery is going out. All right. The police are the easiest target. Not only are they the easiest target, they the ones that do the least harm to us. I'll bet you on that. I'll bet you on that. I'll put a bet up on that. Now, I ain't going to get into that, but all y'all that's been listening to some other type of stuff, at the end of the show, I'm going to drop my card. I'm going to drop my QR code. Put it on the phone. Put my QR code on your phone because you're going to need me. You're going to need my services to get your ass out of jail. I'm telling you. So now, let me go back to this. Oh, Tim Scott, you'll take that bet? Bet. And I know how to find you. Tim Scott, one of my poker brothers. Bet. I'll take that bet. And I ain't bluffing. Now listen, I know you joking, but I got you down on tape though. You took that bet. Now listen, let me just say this to you. I remember, and I'm going to get in the topic. I'm going to talk about the police chief. I'm going to talk about the fire chief, the whole nine. But listen, I remember my 13th birthday living in the Fay Apartments. It was the richest time of my life. My granny, y'all know my birthday is December the 6th. And then Christmas is December the 25th. So I've always been real close. And I've been like, birthdays, I was never really, I was somewhat neglected. But I was always happy in December because 2 weeks later or something like that, here come Christmas. But that 13th birthday, damn it. That 13th birthday, all y'all old heads, get ready for this because I'm about to bring you back. I'm about to bring you back. I'm about to make you feel 14 or 15 all over again because y'all older than me. My 13th birthday, here was the packages. Yeah, I'm bragging, damn it. I know it was that many years ago, but I'm feel good about it. I'm bragging. But I'm going to bring you back a little bit, make you feel your age. I remember getting a pair. I'm going to start from the bottom to the top, okay? Because that's how I like to roll. I like to start from the bottom and find my way up to the top. So I'm going to start all of that from the bottom to the top. Here we go. The bottom started with the socks. I opened my package and it was some socks. It was some black, red, and grayish Argyle socks. Who remember them Argyle socks? The Richie Cunninghams. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes. Who remember the Argyle socks? Yeah, I had a pair of Argyle socks. Now, I only got one pair. One pair. It ain't like it was a pair of, like they do shit now where you can get like 3 or 4 pair in the pack. Pair of Argyle socks. Let's move up a little bit. Let's get to the slacks. Let's get to the pants. Wouldn't be shit without no Jordashes. I don't care how much of a nut grabber the Jordashes were to the black frame, the black body. We had to have some Jordache jeans, damn it. I had the Argyle socks and I slapped their ass with the Jordache jeans. That's the man version. The nut grabbers. Didn't care. I don't care. Oh, you waiting to get to the top. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Argyle sweater to match the socks. Killing their ass. I'm killing them. I'm killing them that day. Killing them. Killing them. And it wasn't a whole sweater. It was just the sweater vest. Just knocking sparks out their ass that day. Oh, I ain't finished. I got one more to go. I got a long sleeve shirt. Red everywhere, but where you see boxing here, it was all white and it had Coca-Cola inside of it. Who remember that? Who remember when we was rocking the Coca-Cola clothes? Don't make me have to go to the archive and pull some of y'all pictures up because y'all had Jerry curls and Coca-Cola clothes on all at the same time. It was time to get rid of the Garanimo shit. We was all trying to get out of the Garanimals. You know the shit, the little tiger, not the alligator, because the Izod shit was popping. Polo was untouchable. We couldn't get the Polo yet. You couldn't get the Izod and you couldn't really get the Polo. We ain't quite made it there yet. But damn it, them Garanimals with that tiger on there, that was the next best thing. And then here come what they call designer clothes that we could do in the hood, and that was shit like Coca-Cola, Argyle, Jordache, girls wore Sassoons. And now let me just enter to the race, Guess jeans. Guess came in after the Jordache run. All in that same year. Stop. And all that shit cost a fortune. All of it cost a fortune. But guess what? It only cost $1 to get in the movie theater. You had to be here at the beginning of the conversation to understand why I would say it was $1 to get in the movie theater. All right, let me just say this one last thing about the money and the price of everything going up. My guy, Lamont Curry, he is the guy that I called on to help do back in Cincinnati to do my heating and air conditioning of my office. Great guy. Y'all know I talked about him on the show once before. He came out. My shit still ain't fixed. No, I'm just kidding. My stuff is working. But he came out. He put a post up right before I hit the power button on the show, and it was a receipt from Frisch's up in Cincinnati. Hey, Shauna, you giving me, that's trauma. Members only jackets are trauma to me. You ain't been here long enough to say members only jackets. Everybody on here know that's a flashback problem for me. And I'm gonna tell you this little bit about that. My mama. Oh my God, my mama came to the school because a bully took my members only jacket, the maroon one. I could still see it in my school picture. I wore it and I zipped it up all the way up to the collar. I wanted everybody to know it was a members only jacket, and you can tell in my school picture because I'm sitting there like this. And I got it up high enough to make sure you can see that little bitty black limbo on there that says members only. I'm sitting here like this in my school picture. Dead serious. Did y'all get that? I asked the photographer. When they say, come on, young man, it's your turn to sit down. Can you have a seat, please? Look at the camera, look at the lights. Just look straight ahead. And I'm like this with my dumb ass. You get that members only, man? I just want to make sure. Jerry Coronel, I'm a young dummy. I'm just a dumb motherfucker. Just totally just materialistic. Just a fool. Just a fool I was. Just a dumbass. But anyway, man, yeah, my mama took me up. My mama told me I better bring, y'all know that's a black man's that's a black man's war story. My mama said. My mother told me I better bring my jacket home because she was like, where your jacket at? And I'm like, shit, you know, it's in there. You know what, Ma, I left it at school. Damn, she wasn't going. I don't know why we think our parents just like was born 25 years old or some shit. Like they never been through shit. Like my kids my kids think I'm stupid. They really do. My kids don't think I have a piece of intelligence. And it's only getting worse now, y'all. Let me tell you, I have some very think they smart ass kids. And now that they're going into medical school, let me tell you, yesterday I asked my wife, I was like, where are the aspirins? I had a headache. I told y'all yesterday, like I got a headache. This is a real story, and then I'm gonna get back. I'm like, where are the aspirins? And my daughter said the craziest shit in the world to me. And that was, Dad, what aspirins are you looking for? Are you looking for the such and such kind with the milligrams of the such and such? And I'm like, I'm looking for the Tylenols or the ibuprofens. That's all I know. I don't know the milligrams of they are medical people, students and shit. They didn't outsmarted Daddy in that aspect. I still got their ass beat on life, but I can't say this shit too loud. But I don't know what the fuck they talking about half the time. They think they on Grey's Anatomy or some shit, some movie or some TV show. That's how they talk now. I'm like, these motherfuckers, they didn't got a buck. They over my head. I'm being honest. Hey, did you hear about? I'm like, they literally be talking about different medicines. Here, my youngest daughter passed her test. I told y'all that. She passed her test to go to Belmont University and she's into dermatology. She's going to go into dermatology, into medicine. My oldest daughter is taking her test tomorrow evening. So I'm going to Ohio. I'm coming to Ohio to go to Columbus, and she's going to take her test. I'm going to hold things down and take her out to dinner once she passed the test and all that old good shit, right? So, they're in medicine. So their focus has been all on medicine and knowing what certain, CA levels and all that shit is. It's way over my head. I don't look. I'm still trying to figure out the names of all the different kind of weeds and shit they got out there. The killer spice and the chronics and all that old shit. I can't even figure all that shit out, let alone what they talking about. But they over my head now, guys. This is so they know I'm dumb or ignorant in that aspect. But they don't understand when I'm trying to tell them something about life. They don't think Daddy knows shit until they bump their head and then they have to come talk to me about life. Now, you can't put no no code. Or you can't put a decimal, or school ain't gonna teach you the shit that I know. Cause school don't teach you what we know, parents. Hell no. They don't teach them that. They full of the knowledge from the textbooks and coded up, medicine, and they full of that shit, okay? But they still don't know what I know. I've been around a little while. Somebody said something. I think it was Anthony Prosser. Let me go back to what he said, because I got something to say about that. He said something about if you knew a where is it? Let me see. He said, wait a minute, hold on. It was before that. It was something about if we knew a booster. There it is. Anthony Prosser said, if you knew a booster, you were set on the gas hookup. Yes, you were, my friend. I ain't gonna say no names, but I knew a few. Anybody remember Sheila Toes downtown? Sheila Toes, aka Lazarus, aka Dillard's. Anybody remember that shit? Well, if you remember Sheila Toes downtown, now my aunt Stell, she's the oldest lady currently, God bless her heart, she's the oldest lady currently in my family that's still alive. She is my grandmother's youngest sister. She is still a Wyatt. All my other aunts, her age and all that, were married and their names were changed and all of that. Y'all know what I'm saying? But she's the only one that's still alive with the last name Wyatt. Well, period. She still has the name Wyatt, but she's the only one left. She's the oldest woman in my family. God bless her heart. Let me say this about my Aunt Stell before I forget. She's the only black woman on this planet that I know, and I know some of y'all about to get on my shit like, I don't either. Ugh, that shit is gross. I don't either. That's that stereotypical shit. Okay, well, let it be stereotypical. But let me just say this. My Aunt Stell, God bless her, is wonderful. Outside of the whoopings I used to get as a child, she grew up. That's who used to watch me in Stanley Road Tower. We were on like the 12th floor or some shit. After school, that's who watched me. I stayed in Stanley Road Tower. Y'all know about that, right? But she worked at Sheila Toes. She gave them people 40 years of her life. 30, I think. 35 or some shit like that. 35 years. She retired from Sheila Toes. 35 years of service. My grandmother, her sister, her older sister, gave Mac Albans, y'all remember Mac Albans down there too, she gave them 30 plus years of service. There's my cousin Stephanie Hyde. She know. Estelle and Angie. Yep. And y'all got to understand that my cousin Stephanie Hyde, her dad was the oldest man in our family. Okay, he's who I had as the oldest guy in my family who would shoot down any history or let me know things. He's the man that took all of the cousins, all of the male cousins. He was the tribal leader, so to speak. If we were in Africa, he was the guy who took all the young men and taught us certain things like how to fish. I'm a city slicker, cuz couldn't take me fishing. I didn't touch nothing. I don't put worms on hooks. I don't throw shit in the water that I plan on it coming back. I just don't do shit like that. I'm from the bricks. I don't fish, hunt, none of that shit. I don't even want to see it alive. Show it to me dead and cooked already. I'm not no country nothing about me. But Cuz was the older guy who took us all fishing, my cousins, and all the males. He was who held the few males that we had in our family together. So now let me get back to Sheila Toes. I just wanted to give a shout out to my cousin Stephanie Hyde because it was Benjamin Hyde, who is her dad, who is the elder in my family, who used to always tell me he would punch the shit out of me. That was the old head that if you get out of line, he didn't send you to your mama. He'll beat your ass. He'll punch you in your chest and tell you to go sit your ass down. I ain't trying to make him into a monster, but he was necessary. That's all I'm saying. He was necessary. So, shout out to my cousin and to cuz. But anyway, let me just say this. My Aunt Stell worked the Sheila Toes, gave him almost 40 years of her life. But now let me tell you, I knew some boosters that used to go in the Sheila Toes. I can tell you right now where everything was. I wasn't one of them. I just know because I used to go see my Aunt Stell, because every time I go see my Aunt Stell or my grandmother at the downtown stores or something, they would always, that was my easy candy hookup. They would always send me downstairs to the bakery. Go get a donut. Go get something. Get a what they call a brownie. Go down there, get a brownie, and tell Teresa, one of them, to give you one. So that was my quick ass little come up. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, security never watched me, so I never stole clothes. I think time is up that they can come get me for this shit, right? Right? I never stole clothes. But what I did beat their ass for was shopping bags. Oh, I used to kill their ass for shopping bags. It was what they call the courteous system. You know, they had the shopping bags at the front of the door at Mac Albans and at the front of Sheila Toes, and you're supposed to drop a quarter in there and take one. Like, there ain't no clips, there ain't no magnets, there ain't no locks on the shit. So me being as polite as I truly was, I would take 1 quarter, put it in the box, make sure everybody in the world, because I'd slam it in there, I would make sure everybody in the world heard my quarter go in there, and then I'd shake the box. Click, click, clank, 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 clank. I'd shake the shit out the box. Because I wanted it to sound like I put a whole roll of quarters in the damn box. This is true. Because I know I was not leaving not one bag on that damn clip. Anybody that know me know that when I took those bags, I would walk from Sheila Toes, from Mac Albans, Sheila Toes, and all I would do was take anywhere from 10 to 15 bags, whatever they had on that clip. And y'all know where my next move was. Anybody know where my next move was with my shopping bags? I'll give it a minute. Let me take a sip. Yeah, 25 cent Mama Birch. All right, let me spill the beans. I would take my little ass. There you go, Steven Speed. I knew someone knew, okay? Pouncy, thank you. I'd take my ass straight from there, and I'd have 10, 15 bags from Mac Albans, 10, 15 bags from Sheila Toes. I'm 50 cent into my project. I'm shaking boxes to make sure that they understood I paid for these. And I'm walking my ass straight down the street. I walk from Race Street all the way down to Findlay Market. And y'all know I was holding them shopping bags up in the air and selling them to everybody, especially white folks. I was selling my shopping bags for 25 cents a bag, and it was a straight come up. No bullshit. That started at the age of probably 8 or 9. I was 8 years old. I remember one time a police officer stopped me down on Findlay Market, and he asked me some questions that I didn't understand. I was 8 years old, and he asked me something about permission. And I'm like, I got permission to be here. He said, no, you don't. I said, yeah, I got permission. My mama and them know. You know, that's the thing. My mama and them. My mama and them. My mama and them know I'm down here. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing this. I said, I'm down here all the time. I got permission to be here. See, because what we thought as black kids is the only permission we ever need is from our mamas. I'm just being honest. Like, we don't care about nobody. Like, I don't care what y'all talking about. My mama know where I'm at. My mama said it's okay for me to be down here. So my mama trumps and oversee. She the shit. She oversee all this shit down here at Findlay Market. Yeah, that's how we felt. Because our mamas ruled shit. Mama Birch, all of them. Your sons was out there doing the same shit. Jimmy, Darnell, all of them. Big Birds, all of them. We all did the same shit and we all got the same ass whoopings. God, I miss them days. I don't miss the butt whoopings, but I miss them days. I miss my brothers. I miss my childhood. I miss my childhood. I had an amazing, dysfunctional, traumatized, excellent childhood. I didn't realize how bad it was until I became a grown-ass man and I start seeing things like, damn, I really did that? The fuck was wrong with me? Yeah. But I took those shopping bags down to Friendly Market and got 25 cents a bag. Y'all do the math. 10 bags got me $2.50. $2.50 times 2, that's a $5 day. You try doing that on a Friday and a Saturday, you try doing that on a Saturday and a Sunday and look at what you got. You got a $10 weekend. The State and the Regal was only $1 to get into. Shit, I was rich in the hood. I was rich. Rich, damn it. I could go down to the Regal on a Sunday after hustling my bags. I can pay $1. Now, I didn't have to pay to get in the State because of Big Brady. Big Brady let me and Tico and Jazzy and all us sandboxes, he let us in. I ain't gonna tell you why he let us in. He was dating one of our mamas. Y'all know how that shit go. So, that threw me off. But now, it wasn't my mama. It wasn't my mama, okay? My mama had a few, though. But that wasn't it. Yeah, who say y'all look, Big Brady? There you go, Big Brady. If y'all remember Big Brady, he used to work the door at the State Theater. But anyway, on a Sunday, shit, after I hustle my bags, I'm on the road. I'm going down to the Regal. I'm gonna stay in that bitch all day. Y'all know how it start. Get to the show by 11:30, 12 o'clock, and you can stay in the show. You go in there, it's broad daylight. And when you get out, it's pitch ass dark all day for $1. $1. Now, I know some of y'all in the suburbs, you grew up in nice areas. Y'all didn't do that shit. We did. The safest place in downtown Cincinnati in Law Homes, Lincoln Courts, over the Rhine, the safest day of the month, of the week, was a Sunday. That wasn't because of church. It was because all the thugs and everybody in the hood, everybody selling nickel bags of weed and all that shit, was at the Regal, all at the same time, watching Bruce Lee, Jim Kelly, and all that other shit, and we would stay in there all day. And the crime rate went down. I'm just being honest. I'm being absolutely honest. Crime went down because you paid $1 to get in the show, and when you go to the Regal, you pay your $1 to get in, and you walk back, you gotta walk past the concession stand. You smell the popcorn, you already know you can taste the hot dog. I've never tasted a hot dog like the Regal hot dogs in my life. And I was rich. I had 10. Do you know what you could do with $10 downtown in Law Homes, Lincoln Courts? Do you know how much $10 was to a kid like me? I could have the hot dog, the popcorn. I can get the red pop. I can stop off at L&R and get me a bag of hot fries, real fries in the bag with the white fork. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. You don't hear me. I'd stop off, get me some fries, put as much ketchup in that damn bag as I possibly could, put some mustard in there, some hot sauce, and I had the white fork. I would close the bag as close as I can and shake the shit out of it. Who remember that? If you didn't do this with your bag of fries, get off the live right now. You don't know nothing about what we talking about. God damn, those was the days. I'd sneak them in the Regal As if we really had to. We didn't have to sneak them in. The Regal didn't give a shit, but we sneak them in the Regal. But on the way, we'd grab our damn hot dog to go with the fries or hot dog, whatever. But you can't leave without a hot dog and a red pop from the Regal. That's it. Life is solved. All the problems in your life is solved. It was like, listen, the Regal was a crack house before crack existed. Everybody in there was smoking hot dogs and red pop all day. It was a trap house. we was in there watching Bruce Lee, Jim Kelly, and here's the thing. They only played 2 movies. All right? Maybe 3 if you got lucky one weekend. And they would play, let's just be on the same 2 fucking movies all day. And we didn't care. For my dollar, I'm watching this shit again. And I'm going to watch it again. I averaged probably 25 cents. Yeah, my average stay was 25. It cost me 25 cents a movie to be there. Probably cheaper than that. They played 2 movies. We get in there by noon. And we leave at 8, 9 o'clock at night. We done been in there for 8 or 9 hours. It's damn near, I had some friends that, I ain't gonna lie. Couple of my buddies, I only had one. I'm gonna be honest. Only one of my friends had to be home at night when the street lights came on. That wasn't, my mama didn't have that rule. All right, my mother didn't really have that rule. My mother really raised me for me to be very independent. That's why I was doing bullshit like stealing shopping bags, because I was doing what I had to do and I was making my own decisions, but I was paying the price. My mother, my mother she really did a tune on me. Let me tell you what she did. She gave me free will. You know what Bible thumpers say. You know what I'm saying. I don't mean to be rude to my Bible people, but I'm just saying, y'all always say, people say, well, if there was a God, why would he do this? Why would he do that? Well, he ain't really did shit. He gives you free will to make your own decision. That was like my mother. My mother did the same shit to me. She would give me all the range. She would give me all the rope I needed. Go ahead. You want to hang with them? Go ahead. You find yourself at 2020, you're going to stay there for about a week or 2. Go. You can hang with them. Go ahead. I know it's mama. I know they ain't shit. Go, Randy. Go ahead. Go. You can hang with them. Go ahead. My mother would give me all the free reign that I needed. You want to steal shopping bag? Okay, go ahead. You want to go up there and hustle at Friendly Market? Go ahead. When the police, go ahead. All the free reign that I ever need. My mother did a job on me. She allowed me to make my own decisions. She gave me the free reign. It didn't always work out. It did not always work out. I had to finally learn. Yeah, I don't know if they still do this shit today, but do kids get hickeys and shit on their head? What is it called when you get that bump on your head? What did we used to call that back in the day when you hit your head and in a knot, got a knot head and your shit grew out? What we used to call that? I had a few of those in my life. Bump my head on something and a big ass knot come up. I ain't had one of them in a long time. I ain't really played like that. But my mother let all that shit hit my head. I had a few of those little knucks in my head. I bumped my head a few times. But I will, to this day, I would thank her for the free will, the free reign. I was not one of them kids whose mother said, get home before the street lights. You see kids running down the street because the street light just came on. I'm talking about when we left the movie theater, they running their ass home because the street lights came on. That was some of the way that mothers, that was an indicator to kids. Like when the street lights come on, you better be in the house. Nah, my mother wasn't quite like that. My mother, shit, I remember sometime it would be so late. on my way coming home, especially when I lived in the Fay. I remember going over one of my friends' houses in the Fay apartments the night that the Michael Jackson Thriller video came out. And we stayed over there. I don't know. It was that same little motherfucking box, that cable. What was that? The Warner cable box with the line of the cord on it, all that shit. And I think it was MTV or somebody. Somebody was playing that Michael Jackson video Thriller for the first time. Everybody was waiting weeks and months for that shit to come out. We all went over Big Chili House up in the Fay. Y'all know my little sandbox, Crystal Real Right, my sister, she lived in the Fay too. So she lived in that same court that Chili and them. You never utilize people's front doors in the Fay. The people that live by the basketball court, their front door was the back door. That's just how it was. I don't know why the shit was. You never went through anybody's living room, none of that shit. It was always a back door that was connected to the kitchen. That all being said, we all went up to Chili House to watch this damn shit come on, and it came on late. It was the first time the Thriller video had been seen ever in life. And it came on late. And it was so late, it was dark outside. And I couldn't even walk my ass home. I was scared to death. I swore to God that them Michael Jackson Thriller people was going to chase me home. Everybody know us young fellas who had mamas. Mama! Mama! We'd heart. Mama! Meet me halfway. I'm going to be at the basketball court. Meet me at the basketball court. The Michael Jackson video was a thriller. It was crazy as hell. It was dope. I like but this scared the shit out of me when it was time to walk home at night. The days, man. The days. I had an unbelievable, great trauma. I don't know what I could call it a whole lot of dysfunctional, traumatized. I had a great dysfunctional, traumatized life. It was great. All right, so now I'm done talking about the bullshit of the days back then. I just want to let y'all know that I pulled a video up. I need an answer. I need an answer, family, on this one. First, if I show this video, I'm going to get into a long conversation. So let me just make this news flash for everyone first, okay? I know it's Friday. I know everybody probably about to go out here in a minute. They probably in the you either at happy hour right now. What time is it? You just leaving happy hour right now, and you probably just getting tipsy and feeling that certain kind of way. So those folks probably already didn't tune me out. But now some people didn't finish cooking for the kids and they about to put on their freakum dress for the night because it's Friday and they probably gonna go do something this weekend. So I don't have much time to be able to, I'm gonna try to fit this in as much as I can. So y'all know that the Cincinnati Fire Department, the chief got fired today or yesterday, whatever. He got fired. I got the video, the news article. I want y'all to see it. It's only a minute and a couple seconds long. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna let you guys see the news. Now, the reason why I'm showing this is because just yesterday, see, I get all these down hands and you trippings and all that old shit when I talk about, y'all talk about police beating our asses and all that old shit all the time, but you never hold any of these other professions accountable for the things that they do. And I happen to talk about the fire department or something. See, we only investigate the easy targets because we know there's no pushback. There's no blowback. Now, we got a guy that's been on the fire department. These are allegations. He got fired for some allegations and derelict of duty, if you want to call that. A man that's been on the fire department for 30 years, 30 plus years. There's your Cincinnati fire chief right there. Mr. Washington, I believe his name is. Chief Washington. Been on the force and been almost at every high level. Before he was the chief, he was a lieutenant, a captain, and all those things that come with rank. He's been on the fire department leading them. He's the chief. He was the chief. Brother. But y'all know me. I ain't talking about no color and shit because I already know we in high places. I already know we doing great things. I already know that we in positions of power. I already know all that shit. So when people talk about, well, you ain't talking about Miss Such and Such, who the CEO of such and such company, or my friend who now is the new director of education over at such and such school. No, I don't know. You're right. I don't know them. But I know people like them who are doing great things and amazing things. But I know my chaos agents are gonna not feel me this evening on this topic. Where y'all at? Y'all say we don't get these jobs. Wait, where y'all at? They do us wrong. All this old shit. And now what did this man get fired for? For the same practice that y'all yell and scream about, but in this case, it was about women. It was about women being abused, and it was a bad culture for women. Now, let me ask y'all something because I know you want to act like you care, and I'm even going to throw you a log to your fire. How many of those women on the fire department were black that were being talked to inappropriately? It was a boys' club, atmosphere, all that old shit. How many of those sisters were black? Y'all care so damn much. I already know what you prepared to say. They only catch the black chiefs. They only catch the black people in leadership. They don't do nothing to the white ones. You sound dumb as hell. You just got an excuse for every fucking problem. Stop making everything about color because you look absolutely dumb as hell when the chief of police in Memphis has a squad that's beating up people on the street. You want to call it racism? How can you? How can you call it racism when your chief of fire is black? He's making $170,000. How many other people that be out in the streets yelling and complaining and bitching and all that old shit about unfair DEI and all that diversity, equity, and inclusion? How many of y'all who are not in those divisions make $170,000? Y'all better stop confusing racism and it's not a confusion, it's a taught behavior. It's a trauma you've been taught. How does your logic fit into black and white when the leaders that get caught doing the same shit that the white ones do happen to be black? How do you rebound and come back and say shit about inequities? How do you do that? How does that make sense to you in your world? How does it make sense? How many women on that damn police or on that fire division were black? You don't even know because you don't care. You don't really truly care. How many of them missed promotions? How many of them were not able to do certain things because they were mistreated on the job? I told you there's bad people at every profession. It's not because they racist. Watch this video. This is on the on the fire chief.
Breaking in just the last 3 hours, Cincinnati Fire Chief Michael Washington has been fired. WCPO 9's reporter Taylor Nemo has been digging into the documents surrounding his termination. Taylor, do we know why he was fired?
City Manager Cheryl Long says the chief's termination is due to a workplace culture that is unwelcome towards women. Assistant Fire Chief over the Fire and Emergency Medical Services Operations Division, Stephen Breitfelder, has been named interim chief effective immediately. While Washington was chief, multiple female CFD employees have voiced concerns about a workplace culture that allows women to be treated unfairly and with disrespect. Washington was ordered to deliver a climate assessment, but the city manager says it was never conducted. The city manager then invited Women Helping Women to deliver training to CFD staff. Both the city administration and Women Helping Women were not satisfied with the first phase of training and his overall concern about workplace issues related to women. A memo from Women Helping Women said the chief's, quote, language and actions perpetuate a boys' club mentality. The city manager's office will hire a third-party firm to conduct a national search in order to find the next permanent chief. Reporting from the local firefighters union headquarters, Taylor Nimmo, WCPO 9 News.
Okay. So now what? The highest ranking officer in your fire department has now been fired. Crickets from the Chaos University, crickets from the fans in the stands. They're not saying a word because they're already saying to me, well, Wyatt, what that got to do with what we talking about being treated fair and all that old shit? Well, let's just think about it. Is it fair to say that every time, a white person gets in a leadership role that we're abused, that we don't prosper, we don't move up because we're black, because it's tougher out here for us because we're black? I know this is where I lose, folks. Raj, you know they about to. I talk. It's Friday, man. I ain't about to let this motherfucker mess up my high. He fucking shit up over here. I ain't even mess my high up. Nigga tripping. Yeah, past that. He tripping. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And now let's look at the police chief over at Memphis. All this shit is bad leadership. I don't care what color you are. It's bad leadership. Bad leadership come in all colors, all shapes and sizes. It ain't racism all the time. I told you tragedy has to sometime occur for y'all to get what I be saying. I hate to say it. I don't want the brother to lose his position. Well, I do if he's doing what he was doing. If he could look, man, you making $170,000 a year. All you got to do is keep shit in order. Keep the men from harassing the women and keep the women from harassing the men, and just keep a conducive environment. I'll do that shit. I could do that for less than $170,000 a year. But I told you it's a lot about power. It's about having the ability to make call shots and all that old shit. And when you delegate a lot of stuff, if it fails, it all fall back on you. It all fall back on you. I don't want to talk long about this situation because point has been made. I'm not going to sit here and bash that chief. He's been on that force for 30. He's been there for 30 years. I don't know Mr. Washington. I don't know if what they saying is true. I don't know if it's false, true, whatever. I don't know. Personally, I'm not in HR. I don't know what his folder looked like. But they fired his ass. Don't none of y'all have a problem that black man? I can hear it now. If it wasn't for the reason of him dealing with women, some of y'all women would already have a story to tell about why he got fired. You seen the white boy that they putting in his place as a temp, that's going to be their permanent. See, they didn't really want him to have the job. But so now they got the white boy right there ready to take the shit over. You seen that shit, didn't you, Earl? You seen that shit. That's what they wanted in the first place. That's what they really wanted in the first place. Fuck out of here with that. It reminds me of a place called Flint, Michigan. Anybody ever heard of Flint, Michigan? Of course you have. Because Flint, Michigan has been advertised for the last 2-3 years as being dirty ass water Flint. Flint, Michigan. Dirty water ass Flint. Right? And y'all blame who? Who do you blame for the dirty water? Mama Bird said dirty water. Answer this for me, y'all. Riddle me this, Batman. Who do y'all blame for Flint having dirty ass water? Somebody just put it up there for me so I can kind of go with that. Somebody tell me, whose fault is it that Flint's water is trash? Flint, Michigan. Please put it up and entertain me. Whose fault is it? Ross says, Mama Birch says the city. Ross says the government. Anybody else got a comment? Everybody else got a guess? Valerie Davis says the government who poisoned it. I need a couple more. Yeah, of course. Mama Birch came here with the real story. She said Trump. She laughed. Stephanie High said the fault is the citizens. Now, I love opinions. Come on, somebody give me another opinion. One of y'all sitting in the back of the classroom who act like you ain't never here, just tune in, just drop in one time and give your opinion. We know you here. We know, don't worry. Your friends are starting to watch as well. Don't worry. You ain't gonna get talked about for watching Wyatt live. Come on in and make a comment or some shit. Everybody, they'll get over it. Your buddies will get over it. Trust me. Stephanie High said the fault is the citizens. Ross says citizens is a company. Angela Kinney says Kwame Kirkpatrick. Sean D. Nutter, the only one. Well, I could say that not Stephanie Hyde, but Mama Birch said it too. She brought in, she said Trump. Sean D. Nutter said Republicans. That's a Lincoln unaware answer right there. Ross Freeman said white people. Y'all getting real close. Because everybody you naming is damn near who it is. I'm going to give you my opinion here in a second. I promise you. I'm just now starting to see more and I'm getting very entertained. Valerie Davis says, same oppressor who crashing these trains. Okay. Sounds good. I love to see where people's mind is at. Mama Birch says scientist. Angela Kinney said the man. Terry Anderson said the city. Let's see here. It's moving too fast. My bad. Sean D. Nutter said bad pipings. Ross Freeman says safe sex. You guys. Man, okay, I'm going to read these last two, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. Mama Birch said the elites. Miss Pittsburgh said presidents. Mama Birch said the people who want the city. Ross Freeman said Coca-Cola. Shauna87 said on YouTube, said, didn't someone sell the contract to a new company cheaper? Angela Kinney said Uncle Charlie. All right, here we go. Let me tell you what it is. I got somewhat of a homework assignment. It's not due till Monday, class, okay? I want you to Google a name. All right? I want you to Google a name. Not Google. Go to YouTube and put a name in there, okay? This one name will describe the entire functionality of Flint's city council. I'm going to give you a second. I want one of y'all smart folks who know what I'm talking about. Put that name in the screen right now, and that one name will explain to everybody why Flint, Michigan is so fucked up. Put the name in the screen. That's why they got dirty ass water. Y'all all wrong. Valerie Davis just put it in there. Mays. Eric Mays. Eric with an E-R-I-C. Mays. He's a city council person. Put his name in your YouTube and watch this motherfucker. They gonna do a movie on him. He is straight wreck. He is off the chain. They can't get no business done because of how he act in city council. He is wreck. Wreck. He is recreation. Write the name down. Councilman Eric Mays, Flint, Michigan. And when you listen to how you out of order, motion, order, order, and he got voted president. This is our leadership. Flint, Michigan is the reason, proof of when you got bad leadership, bad shit is gonna happen. Let me see if I got a video. What's up, Tracy Dillingham just entered the building. She must have just got off work or something. Let me see if I got something on Mr. Mays. I might have one that I can entertain y'all with. Oh, yeah. Nah, this is the good one. He finally, no, here go one. Here go a good one. So, let me see if I can play this one for you real fast if you want to hear Flint's leadership. Let me see something. Y'all want to hear him? She said, just woke up. It must be nice. Let me see if I can. It's loading up right now. They said, somebody please give Eric Mays his own show. Now, this is a councilman. You out of order. Point of order. Point of order. Y'all know that's his favorite line. Point of order. He will fight your ass. But he is the reason why I can't be on city council, because I would probably be like this guy. I don't have that kind of diplomacy in me unless I'm, unless it's my business. If my name is on it and I'm representing me, yeah. But if I'm rocking like y'all, no, I don't have that much care in me. Shauna 87 said, and this is a great segue to get into what I'm about to show. Hold on one second. I'm gonna load it here so y'all can just hear the type of shit that's going on in Flint. And you wonder why they can't get no business done. You wonder why they water messed up. You wonder why they still got potholes. I mean, I don't wonder. I know exactly why the shit is the way it is. Let me see if I can find it. There it is right there. Let me transfer it over here. I just want y'all to hear this shit. It's crazy. Eric Mays. All right. I don't even know which one this is, but you can't go wrong. I got so many videos. I just pulled the first one up. I don't know what he's talking about. I really don't know, but it don't matter. All of them on the same level of craziness. Shauna said Flint City Councilman Eric Mays faces jail time after a jury convicted him of disorderly conduct for his actions during a meeting last April. You think? Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to tell y'all a little something. I hate to say this, and I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just being honest. I think Eric Mays is my alter ego when it comes down to politics. He's the reason why I can't be in politics, because I would probably kind of have this same type of attitude. Now, I won't sound like a 40 and a blunt while I'm giving my presentation like Eric Mays does, but honestly, I probably would hold people accountable and, kind of be the same way. Check it out.
Who responsible for all these holes in the street? You?
Yes.
Okay, so Rob Benzick, why aren't you fired?
Pardon me?
Why aren't you fired then?
Why am I not what?
Fired.
Fired?
Yeah, if you got $11 million worth of money and can't keep up with the restoration and you responsible, not the mayor, not this council, why ain't you fired?
Can I answer? Or
Yeah, answer. Since you responsible.
Well, are you going to let me answer or are you going to yell at me?
Y'all brought 5 lawnmower contracts to us months ago. We approved them. Grass ain't cut. Y'all brought $11 million worth of restoration and stuff ain't being repaired. So you want to play a game with Miss Galloway, but really the buck stopped with you. You think it's funny, Mr. Benzick?
Oh,
okay, look, I'm going to request an investigative hearing and I'm going to put you under subpoena. Now you think it's a joke?
Whatever you got to do.
I'm going to do what I got to do. You up here arguing in the council meeting and y'all watching. Mr. President, when you got department heads up here laughing and talking about do what you got to do, being disrespectful and condescending because we talking about high grass and potholes, and that's the man in charge, I sure hope y'all put him under an investigative hearing and swear him in. I want you under oath.
My kind of guy. My kind of guy. See, that's shit I'd say. I ain't holding no bars for nobody. But he hard to deal with. None of the city council want to deal with him when he running, when he there. You know, you might have to fight this motherfucker, man. Like, you really might have to go to blows with this dude. He done stood up. He didn't talk shit, but, you know, hey, look. Now, I got some wild ones. Y'all want to see another one? It's only a minute long. This is one where he did some shit that I don't know. I don't know. If y'all, I don't know. I don't know if, let me see some. Here it is right here. I got it. Who seen the one where he was talking to the police chief? Now, y'all know, Flint ain't nothing but really black folks. The city is predominantly black. They might have 1, 2 city council members, but they fire Chief Black, their city manager, their CFO, which is their city manager, is a white lady, right? Eric Mays tore her a new one. Their chief of police is black, but the fire division is black, the police division is black. Everything up there is black except maybe 2 or 3 people. And they all can't stand his ass. Because he hold them accountable. He hold them all accountable. Now, like I told you, I don't know if he drinking during council. I don't know. I really don't know. But the way he carry himself is a little reckless. Now, you got to understand, even holding people accountable, you still get a good leader is not just someone that can demand their people to do what's needed to be done. A good leader is somebody that brings out the best in people. You can't just be leading and delegating people and you're going to get the best out of them. A good leader is someone that gets the best out of everybody and they feel good about what they're doing. Now, this one right here is Eric Mays, Councilman Eric Mays, and the police chief of Flint, Michigan. Now, I ain't going to talk about no colors and all that old shit because y'all already know it's hard out here for a black man. Hard out here for a black man. Check this shit out.
An answer.
You know that man was asking somebody for oral sex. It's been all on the news. And I don't like police chiefs.
Well, I disagree with what you just stated. I disagree with what you just stated.
You didn't ever hear that?
I disagree with what you just stated. You made it sound like a fact, and you don't know that.
You say I made it sound like a fact. I said it was all on the news that they were talking about Booth and all sex. That a lady right there on Channel 12, Miss Dawes, who I think ran it and then put the complaint on the Channel 12 website. And I'm saying you the chief.
I don't
and
care.
You didn't
I don't
know
care
that was
who's in here.
Right, I
asked,
can't
you
finish
asked
my
the question,
talking.
I
What
answered.
so if you angry because I'm bringing it up?
No, I'm angry
Okay,
because
then go and talk to the cows. Come on.
I
when
will.
you finish, I'll talk again.
You always accuse of someone of cover up. The only person that covers up anything is you. You don't even want to be convicted of covering up anything.
What am I covering up? The mic is yours. Am I covering up a girlfriend? Am I covering up a dope? What am I covering up that you just accused me of publicly? What am I covering up? Go ahead, the mic is yours. See, Chief, you discrediting yourself in front of me. I think you're a liar to say I'm going to cover up. You the police. Tell this public what you accusing me of covering up. Is it dope? Is it girls? Is it, because I can talk about some of what I think you don't want to come out. So go ahead. You said it with a frown on your face. You the big man. Tell this public and council, I'm asking you respectfully, what am I covering up? Or you just said that to try to defame or discredit me? Because I said you knew about the Booth case. Go ahead, don't get quiet now. You was out talking to me. What are you alleging that I'm covering up, Chief?
Mr. Mays, that's your time.
Madam Chair, you say what?
That's your time.
I'll call him back up in the second round.
Y'all be like, boy, Wyatt going to jail. They can't stand him. See, this is so close to me because I told y'all people was like, oh, Wyatt, you should run for city council. You should run for city council. Wyatt for mayor. Can you imagine him being mayor? That would be me. But my questions and my arguments would be totally different. I'd call parents out for the shit they kids out here doing, just like my mama. See, didn't I just tell y'all earlier that my mama gave me free reign? So if something happens to me, or if I go out here and do something at Finley Market and I get hit by a car, or I go out there and I steal something from Shillitoe's, some bags, and I run, and I go out and get hit by a car, or I get somebody hit by a car because I'm doing some crazy shit out here. Y'all don't think my mama is liable for my actions? She gave me all that free reign. So, as a city council member, I'd be asking a lot of people, where his mama at? Where his daddy at? I'm talking about kids out here 13, 14 shooting people up. 14, 15-year-old hitmen. Oh, yeah, you a 15-year-old hitman. That means your mama and them are hit people too. They hit too. They contributed to what you do out here. Yeah. See, that would be me. I would be making them comments on city council, and I would be doing exactly what Eric Mays does when it comes down to talking to the chief of police about what his, accountability. It would definitely go down like that. And you think Channel 5, what's the channels in Cincinnati? Channel 5, Channel 9, Channel 12, they not coming in the damn room to videotape Wyatt if I was on city council. Because the first thing I would have said, it would have been me and the white lady on city council. What's her name? Betsy Summerlin? I don't know her name. The only one white Republican lady on Cincinnati City Council who voted for the no new tax. It'd have been me and her that would have voted the way she voted. I would have voted exactly like that, and I would have went and put everybody on city council on blast right in front of everybody. They would have called me Wyatt Eric Mays. I'd have said, you know all these people that voted for y'all little dusty asses who pay taxes on their property. They voted for you because you were supposed to be here looking out for the small guy. And y'all putting business over the small guy. See, I don't have to be on city council to get my point across. I have Wyatt Live. Liz Keating, thank you, Angela Kenny. I know you would know. It would have been me and Liz Keating voting against it. And I would have went off as soon as they said, well, it's passed. Keep the taxes the same. We're not going to give them any relief. It would have been me and Liz Keating doing kid and play out in the hallway. The back and forth move, kicking and boom, 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 boom. Y'all would hate my ass. You would call me a coon for going to bat for you. See how it don't make sense sometimes? You would be mad at me for dancing with the white lady who's a Republican because me and her wanted your shit to be cheaper. But your trauma has just made you so cynical that you can't even recognize what's good for you. So yeah, I would be Eric Mays on city council, but I would just be a different kind of way. I would be holding people accountable for the same shit they said to get elected. That would be me. The council wouldn't like me. They would not like me. Now, would I be rude and disrespectful? And as long as I know the rules, like point of order, all that old shit, I ain't really that. My approach would be a little bit different. I would have a lot more diplomacy about myself, that for sure. But they wouldn't like the words coming from my mouth. Because I can tell you one thing for sure. I'd love to see the stats. Can somebody figure this one out? What do you think the stats are of black home ownership in Hamilton County? Do you think there's more renters that are black folks, or do you think there's more property owners that are white or that are black in Hamilton County? What would be your educational guess? What would be your educated guess? Would you say there's more renters that are black in Hamilton County than there are homeowners? And then that would lead to this question. Please answer that one for me. Thank you, Valerie Davis. She said renters. Answer that one for me, y'all. We're going to play a few games today. So now let me ask you something. All this tax abatement shit that they talking about. Folks, if you really think about people that you think are helping you, all you got to do is break it down, apply your common sense. Apply our common sense and say, wait a minute. The majority of people that are benefiting from tax abatements are non-black people. But then you turn around and try to prove that you're out for all the people. So now you turn around and try to say, well, no, what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little easier for people that got single family homes to get these tax abatements from this kind of perspective, this kind of way. But it's still not benefiting black folks. Not in the majority, not in a heavy kind of way, because the majority of black folks in Hamilton County are renters. No disrespect. I'm just making a point. You're still not touching the people who put you there. Oh, I would be Eric Mays all in that motherfucker. I really would. They wouldn't like me. Because it's just like everything else. We only had, let's be honest. We ready to be honest for a minute? The only reason why they've had black police chiefs for the last 2-3 cycles is because of the temperature of Cincinnati. Most Democratic cities end up with black police chiefs and black fire chiefs and all that old shit because it's representation. It don't have to be effective. It don't have to make the right decisions. It just has to look right. It don't have to be the person that's making sure the shit is being done proper in your city. It don't have to mean that that the job is being done right or well. It don't mean that it has to come with holding people accountable. Not necessarily the fire chief or the police chief, but the people that they're supposed to be holding accountable. See, a black police chief would have came in and just kept shit 100 instead of making it political. He would have said, hey, what we really need to do is we really need to go into some of these neighborhoods that got kids outside after 11 o'clock and they got school tomorrow. Where are these parents at? Instead, you weaponize the police department, so they say. And now you got a hot ass temperature of police interaction with communities, and they falling out with each other. Because there's a police officer who's a human being, and it might even be a brother. It might be a sister. Whoever it is looking at a 14-year-old outside at 12:15 at night in their school tomorrow. And we got our police department dealing with people who parents should be dealing with them. So now you got a 14-year-old kid that's like, F the police, man. You ain't my daddy. You ain't my mama. You right. What the fuck am I doing out here messing with you? You absolutely right. And now the relations are tearing up. As soon as you drag his little ass, like, you drag his ass home, you can't drag him. Because then there's a police situation about, oh, well, they put their hands on my son and all this old goofy shit. Well, you ain't got your hands on your son. You ain't doing nothing. And then when somebody step in to try to do, which is already too late in that child's life, now that somebody's stepping in and trying to do what you should have been doing, now, let me explain something to y'all, because there's a lot of people that say shit like, what is that thing called? AP will know this. Anthony Prosser, Raj, you guys will know the term. What is it called where you can't sue the police officer? I know what it's called. It's just I'm losing it. What is it called when you can't sue them directly? It's I'm losing it. God, soon it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. There you go. Thank you, Angela. I should have said Angela. Qualified immunity. The reason why qualified immunity stands is because if you don't have qualified immunity, police officers will not do their job. They won't do the job that they're hired for. Because what y'all don't understand, not y'all, but some people that talk about the police doing shit to people unnecessarily, is you don't know how that day has been going. You don't know who they out there looking for. And you don't know why they asking questions to people. And when you take away qualified immunity, they're going to stop doing that. There's people right now. I had a situation where, and I can say this because the man has retired. I've been in the court system 20 years of my life. And I used to deal with a guy who was the he was the financial physical officer of Hamilton County Clerk of Courts. And we were having an issue with a company and a person who was an officer of the court, I'll say that. And it happened to be a lady, happened to be a female. And she said to the physical officer of Hamilton County, who's retired now, she told him, she went up to his office one day and said, you can't tell me what to do with my company, with my staff, with my attorneys. You can't talk to me and tell me how to run my company. But she's breaking rules. She's breaking bar association rules. She's breaking rules, folks. She is breaking rules, committing crimes, laws. Some laws, some penal code that you break consist of a charge. Some are misdemeanors. It can even lead up to a felony charge. But now let me tell you what she did. This is a tactical move used by people that know how to manipulate systems, court systems, the police divisions, all of this shit. Qualified immunity is what police officers have. I don't have qualified immunity. You can sue me direct. People that work the seats, the financial officer at the clerk's office, at the courthouse, does not have qualified immunity. So when this lady comes up there, she's threatening him directly with a lawsuit for him doing his job. Him doing his job, she makes it personal. And when I say personal, I'm saying she actually made it personal by saying this. Listen, I'm going to sue you for attacking me for selective enforcement. Okay? Now, I know we all know what that is, but she's going to lose because there's proof that she has been doing business the wrong way. There's proof. But let me tell you the play that she made. She not only will sue Hamilton County, but then she'll file another lawsuit against this individual. Now, some of y'all know this play. Some of y'all know this play. She sues Hamilton County and she drops another lawsuit separate on him personally. Now, Hamilton County is like, now it's full of lawyers. It's the court system. You do know that the prosecutor controls all of the public defenders. That's his office. I mean, you know, they not his office, but you know what I'm saying. They work together. So the city is covered on her lawsuit. They can fight her. But guess who's on their own? Guess who don't have any backup other than, hey, we in your corner. We're in your corner. I was in his corner. But let me tell you what happened. Hamilton County wasn't on his corner, on his team. They wasn't in his corner. He had to go out and get his own private attorney. Yeah, he had to go out and get his own private attorney, which cost him thousands of dollars to defend a fraudulent lawsuit. Now, thanks to him, look, I couldn't do anything for him on the legal aspect because I was named in the complaint. I was named in the complaint, and several of us were. All I could do was help him financially. So I made sure that he didn't have to pay a dime towards an attorney because I knew his lawsuit against him was bullshit. But now the point of order of this is this. The point of me telling you this is this. After this shit blew away, she went off, she got disbarred and went off to like Indiana somewhere to work or whatever after she got out of jail for doing some other shit she was doing. The reason why I bring this up to you is I want to say his name so bad, but I can't. The reason why I'm saying this to you is because that man at work, that financial officer who was doing his job, who did not have qualified immunity, now he don't really want to do his job anymore because of people like that. So now when you have a rotten apple or a rotten egg like her bringing false claims against somebody who's doing their job, they'd rather sit on their hands and not deal with that bullshit anymore and go through that spectacle and all that bullshit. And he may not have a Wyatt anymore that'll pay his legal fee. That'll help. He may not run into that. He might run into somebody else who's seen how this play happen. Now he don't even want to involve himself in what's right and wrong anymore. Can you imagine a police officer who feel like every day that if I do something wrong, somebody can file a civil suit against me personally? I ain't pulling over not one fucking car. I don't care how fast y'all going down Reading Road. I'm going to sit here and drink my coffee. Fuck what y'all doing out there. So for those that don't understand qualified immunity and only see it as a cynical thing, the reason why they have qualified immunity is so they will continue to do their job, not continue to just kick people in the ass and not be responsible. It's up to the city to get rid of people that have multiple complaints. You can't break the city by having so many lawsuits against you as a police officer, that's when they should let you go. It's a hand-in-hand situation. If you don't like how a police officer is functioning, talk to your city council members, not the chief. Go to your city council and complain about him. Let the city council get involved. If they don't get involved, continue to push at the city council, because they the ones that got to cut the check. Learn the process before you start talking about this shit. Miseducating my people is one thing I don't like. If it don't make sense to you, figure out why it don't make sense. Because sometimes when shit, I learned this early in age, sometimes when shit don't make sense to me, it's because it's something I don't know. See how simple that is? You ever see, like I told my guy, there's a guy right now that I just had a phone call with before I came on the air, and he was like, man, I don't understand why this guy did this. We're talking about boxing. A professional boxer went and signed with somebody instead of getting a $2 million payday independently. He went and signed his life away with somebody, but he had $2 million waiting on him doing something on his own with no ties. That's what you think. In the perfect world, he's a fool, right? But I don't think like that anymore. I think like this. Well, if he didn't do the thing that seems right to me, there must be something that I don't know. But we got all these folks that want to act like that they comprehend everything that the teacher talking about, and they leave the classroom deaf, dumb, and disgusted because they don't know. But they want to pretend they know. And the worst ones are the ones that now they have misinformation or not completed information, and then they come out here and start telling people shit or agreeing with other bullshit. I'm a firm believer that if I don't have all the facts or if I don't know what's going on, I can't judge the decision that young man made because I don't know all the factors. The $2 million might have had a little bit more on it than I know about. There's a reason why he didn't do the thing that seems to be sweet. Maybe it was sour somewhere. But if I don't know what position this individual is in, I'm not in a position to criticize why they didn't do what I would have done, but I don't have his information. I don't know. So I'm just telling y'all, and I'm giving you some receipts of what qualified immunity is. And the reason why qualified immunity, it's not a license to kick people's ass and not be held responsible. It's not that at all. And if you really think about it, you got a better shot. Let me just ask you something. Let's use George Floyd as an example. I hate using this, but I'll use it as an example. George Floyd is gone. His family would have to sue Chauvin himself. I mean, you think he got $10 million for wrongful death? You think Ray Chauvin, the police officer, has $10 million to win in a civil suit for wrongful death? I would rather have to go to Minneapolis and sue them for the $10 million because I'm going to get it. I can't get $10 million out of a police officer that's been on the force 17, 18 years. I can't get $10 million from him. But I can get it from the city. And how I know that is the city always got it in their budgets anyway. Well, we know we're going to have this type of shit going on this year. So we need to put a little penny candy piece of money over here because we're going to have some lawsuits every year. They budget for that shit. You ever seen a city go under because their police department cost them too much money? You ever seen that? Did Louisville go under when Breonna Taylor and them just got that $20 million or what, $15 million settlement? Did that end Louisville? No. They right there. They still in business, baby, waiting for the next thing to hit that Kentucky Fried Chicken concert hall down there that they'll make that shit back in a couple events. taxing for everything down there. They make that money back. They replace that money. So I understand qualified immunity in a different sense. Now, I'm not saying everybody who believes that qualified immunity needs to go don't know what they're talking about. We just may beg the difference on why it should be there. I feel the same thing about no-knock warrants. I believe more successful things happen with no-knock warrants than you hear about. You only hear about the bad situations, just like everything else. If you that type of person that has algorithms where all the bad shit come to your phone, then you gonna think don't nothing but bad shit happen in this world. But there's somebody getting their door knocked in right now with a no-knock warrant that got 357s and 9mm and shotguns up in the ceiling and all that shit that y'all don't never witness. There's a group of police officers knocking down a criminal's door right now with a no-knock warrant, and they got 2 or 3 kilos of dope in there, or what is shit, that new shit, fentanyl. If your son was a police officer, would you want him knocking on the door to go in to stop somebody who's terrorizing the community, poisoning the community? If your son was a police officer or your daughter, would you want them knocking on the door? Hey, y'all. Hey, this Officer Johnson, let me in. I'm here to get that dope. I got a warrant for about 4 or 5 of y'all. Come on out real fast. Put your hands up. Just come. Hey, I'm going to be standing on the doorstep. I'll be out here. Put your pants and shit on. I'll be outside. When you finish flushing all that shit down the toilet, come on out. How many of y'all sit in the courtroom and seen people in front of the judge who getting a bond that morning, and a no-knock warrant was kicked in, and they kicked the door in on a no-knock warrant, and it went successful? No-knock warrants happen in Cincinnati, don't they? Yeah. When was the last time? You got to go all the way to you got to go to Louisville to have a story to be able to talk about no-knock warrants. You can't say nothing about your own city. As if this shit is so common that it's happening everywhere. No-knock warrants are causing death in the black community. We find the lightest shit, though. We just got to find something to make an argument about, to find some relevance. If you don't understand what no-knock warrants are, do your research before you give an opinion. Find out first, why would the police even want to use a no-knock warrant? Why would the police not want to knock on your door and introduce themselves? And why wouldn't they want to do that? I got to make this make sense. That's the conversation. But now we want to hear everybody talk about, and we need to get rid of qualified immunity, and we got to get rid of no-knock warrants, and because of what? Okay, stop riding roller coasters at the motherfucking Kings Island then, because the shit's is falling off the tracks. Same logic. Stop riding airplanes. Stop getting on airplanes, because every once in a while the motherfuckers crash. Don't cut your oven on at home, because it might blow up. And Lord knows, don't drive anymore. If you get in your car, you know you're more likely to die in a car crash than you are an airplane crash. So don't get in a car no more. Don't walk. Buses crash too. Trains fall off the track, and cars get in accidents all day, every day. Walk your ass to work. It's safer. So now make it make sense. Because that's what no-knock warrants are. You can't tell me that no-knock warrants is a problem across the country. Because if you could, you would have a plethora of lineups of no-knock warrants outweighing, showing how bad they are versus how accurate and how they work. Yeah, I'm that guy that breaks shit down like that. I'm that guy that don't have no problem arguing or not arguing, but debating this shit with the people that love to argue about it. Because all I'm going to do is shut it down and I'm going to say, show me the last 100 no-knock warrants in the city of Cincinnati and how many of them went bad by the police officer shooting an unarmed person. Show me out of 100. How many of them went bad? Where it was an accident, shooting, or something happened wrong. Let's do the statistic game. Because that's what determines when you're in the wrong place, wrong time, is how often is this wrong shit happening? I'll use this little piece of logic also for people that always want to say shit like this. The police messing with me. I remember when I lived in New Orleans. My buddy, rest his soul, rest in peace to Don Franklin, my best friend, shot and killed. Y'all know the story. Not gonna get into it, but I will say this to you. Do you know how many times me and Don Franklin used to run around and do some shit? And we would do it. It would be me. It would be him. And we would hear shit like, the police are looking for two dudes, two black guys that fit this description. We know it was us. We know who it was. We even laughed one time. This is real shit. This is real. Him and I was sitting at this little park one time on them little slides, them metal slides which you can walk up about 7 to 10 steps and you slide down in one of them little hot ass them slides that's metal and they burn your legs and shit. Well, we were sitting on one of them one day after we did something a couple days ago or whatever. And we were in, this is New Orleans. New Orleans police stay hot. They always looking for somebody. It's been like that for 30 years that I know about it. Well, I know who they was looking for this one particular thing that was going on over in that neighborhood. They were looking for me and they were looking for my partner, Don. But you know what they did? They stopped almost every black person that fit our height, skin tone, and all that shit. They stopped dudes. We seen it one time where the police didn't even come mess with us. We was sitting down. They couldn't really see us because we was sitting on the swing. And we seen them stop somebody, and it was two little dudes. And we know them little dudes. I don't know what them two little dudes ever done. But I do know, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Y'all not gonna believe who calling me right now. Who can see that on my screen? Hold on one second. This Wyatt.
Hey, what up, Wyatt?
What's up, man? Who is this Rick?
You don't know who this is.
I do know who this is.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. This Rick Ross.
That's who it is.
What's good? Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I gotta call you back. I'm my guy, but I'm doing a show right now. I know you ain't calling me about the show.
I wish I would have knew about it. I'd have put one of my guys on there.
No. I'm talking about my podcast, not the boxing. But listen, how much longer you say it again?
When you finish, I got some boxing stuff I want to talk to you about.
All right, give me about 10 minutes, man, because I'm heading. I got a flight I got to catch in the morning, but I want to talk to you before I go.
All right, cool.
All right, I'll talk to you, Ross. Now, y'all know I wouldn't have put it. I had to let him know what I was doing. But for the doubters, that's Freeway Ricky Ross, who just called me right here live on the air. For the doubters, the people that was, you be perping. You be perping. But I told him I would never put him on the show. I would never put him on my show because we go back. And I can't have no conversations like I am now. I can't do that. Don't rush this off the podcast. All right, so listen, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finish up like I am. I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna do what I do, but I do have to talk to my guy. Okay? But what was I saying? Help me out, Mama Bird. She said, back to the story. Okay, we were sitting on the swings and I seen this guy, two guys getting harassed by the police because of some shit that me and my friend Don Franklin did. Okay? Me and my partner did this shit. And nobody ever said anything to me and him about that. Okay? It always makes me think of something today. It always makes me think of everybody that wants to say the police is fucking with that person over there, messing with that person, messing with that guy, messing with that person for nothing. You never know who they looking for. You never know who they looking for, or you never know what they doing. You never know any of that. It ain't always because they just messing with you. It might be you fit the description of somebody that they ain't talking about. I know it's hard to believe because in 1954, the police would just treat us like shit. In 1967, they'll just do whatever they want to do to us. They'll pull us over just on GP. We ain't supposed to be in this white neighborhood. We ain't supposed to have no cars and no houses that look good. We ain't supposed to have this. We ain't supposed to have that. All that old shit, right? I know that's what's in your mind because we traumatized. That's the way we want to think about the shit all the time. But the truth of the matter is, I've been the guy on the other end. I've been the guy who did some shit. And I know they looking for somebody that look like me, but they checking him. Who understand where I'm coming from with that? Let me give you a perfect example. I've used this example a few times and I'm gonna pump up out of here. Last year, my girl Fast Pitch, shout out to Fast Pitch, was doing a podcast. She was prepping up for her podcast. Bang, 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 out in Bond Hill. Bang, bang. Young man gets shot in the head on his birthday in the barbershop in broad daylight. Make a long story short, they put an APB out on a young man 30 to 35 years old wearing blue pants and a white shirt. They described him, looked like me. First thing came to my mind is how I was living when I lived in New Orleans. First thing in my mind was if somebody pulled me over right now and I know that I fit that description, I fit a description of what they said the guy looked like who did it in the barbershop. Shot a brother on his birthday. A black man shot a black man on his birthday in the barbershop. In the head in broad daylight. Now explain to me why we're not mad at the black guy who shot another black guy in broad daylight, and now you got other black guys suffering for what one black guy did to another. We always got to look at the police wrong for pulling over somebody that fit the description, or they just fucking with you. They just don't. We don't take in consideration what the fuck is going on out here in this world and why they even harassing a black guy in the first place. It's always because they just so cynical and nasty, and all that. It's always their fault. I've been the guy that's been guilty of getting other people stereotyped or pulled over or any of that shit because of some shit I did. You know how many kids got stared at going through Shillitoes because they was waiting for them to snatch the bags? It was me taking them bags. They would have never put that shit on me because I'm the nice kid coming in there who ain't been there forever. But every time a black kid walked through Sheila Toes, they would look at them like, where are our bags, or they gonna steal some shit. I'm big enough and I'm a big enough man, grown enough man, and I'm an accountable man to be able to tell you that I didn't put some people in some bad situations on the shit that I've done in life. So the undercover people in the store looking for somebody that's snatching the bags, and the first thing you say when they pull your son up, who might resemble me, just in skin tone or whatever, you think the score detective's just looking at us because we black. No, it was a black motherfucker that took all them bags. We gonna catch him. It was me. It was me. Y'all ain't mad at me now, are you? No, because y'all. Let me tell you why you're not mad at me. You not mad at me because they always messing with us. You mad at them because they didn't pull over your son. They messing with your son. You can't look past your son. You can't say, well, what may have happened yesterday? You can't look past you. You get pulled over by the police, it's all about you. You thinking you. You're not thinking, what the fuck is going on around here these days? What did somebody do where they would want to pull me over and check and see if my shit is right? You never do that. So you'll never understand. You'll never have the right insight of how things, you just don't, because you're being trauma. Trauma leads you to believe that they just messing with you because you black. That's it. I got something to tell y'all. And I know some of y'all ain't gonna like this. I got a piece of truth for you. Most black people ain't gonna tell us this. But if you're fortunate to be black and live in a really nice neighborhood, the police don't fuck with you. Now, however, if you happen to be black and you live in an area where there's higher crime, you have a higher shot of getting picked with by the police. You know why? Because the higher crime rates in your area, you become subject to what's going on in that community. Nobody ever gonna drop that truth bomb on you. You ain't even been thought to think that way. You've been thinking like this. Well, the only reason why there's so much crime in my neighborhood is because they dump all the police in my neighborhood, and then they gotta find some crime. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. The reason why they got the whole District 1 in downtown is because that's where all the shit is happening. That's where they need to catch the dope, because that's where you can buy some dope. Am I saying there's no dope in the suburbs? There's a whole lot of dope in the suburbs. It just ain't on the street. If you're gonna be a drug addict, be a drug addict. But just do it in the comforts of your home. Don't hang out at the fucking 7-Eleven in your neighborhood trying to cop some dope, setting yourself up to be robbed. Grippo bags and hot pickle bags and shit all over the floor. You just being totally disrespectful. The reason why they saturate high crime areas with police is because, number one, it's a high crime area. The police don't create the crime. How you gonna make a motherfucker that ain't got no warrants a criminal? He ain't got no warrants, nothing. Show him your ID and you walk away, you're gone. But don't tell me I'm a criminal. That's about all I got, man. I don't even know what else to say. I gave y'all, I don't know if y'all could hear my phone call, but, you know, what was that, Roz? I told Ross that I would never have him on the show. He thought I was talking about a boxing show. I don't know. Could you hear it? I tried to cut it up because Roz, people be thinking you perping. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, I mean, I know a few. And I mean, it ain't nothing that I'm super proud of. It's just if I tell a story, I want you to believe me. I think, Roz, if you honestly could give me your honest opinion, I think that was a receipt. What you think, brother? Let me see. Let me make sure I got this timed out right. Shauna says, "No, Wyatt, you just a thief." The juvenile Wyatt, I was probably not the goodest guy. I wasn't the greatest guy. All right, but I had compassion. But I was never the type of kid that would rob an old lady. You got kids today that will hit a lady over the head for a purse. Back in my days, if you ever seen somebody do something like that, we would chase him. Oh, you ain't about to come in law homes and beat up no old lady for their purse. We chasing him, we gonna catch him. We gonna get the purse back and we gonna beat his ass. You didn't do that because we all figured it to be like this. That could have been Granny. Like, my grandmother could walk from Kroger's with y'all remember those little raggedy ass metal carts. Remember those metal carts, those little raggedy ass metal carts that I think they were really laundry carts. I know who really know. Mama Lavender know. You probably had one of them riggedy raggedy ass carts, the little metal ones that Granny and them would take to the laundromat. They would take up to Kroger's and put all the groceries in the bags. They only had paper bags back then. She put all the groceries in the bag up at the Friendly Market or at Kroger's. Oh my God, I used to love those mama cookies. Anybody remember mama cookies and the windmill cookies from the market? Oh, y'all got me there today. It's Friday. Y'all know I tried mama's cookies. If you ever want to go, when you get to Cincinnati, well, y'all are in Cincinnati, most of you. Mama cookies are at Jungle Gyms. But let me tell you something. I could smash a whole box of mama cookies when I was little. Mama's cookies. They taste like shit now. They are horrible. Mama cookies, what happened? Do y'all remember that? Mama's cookies back in the day? They came in them little boxes in different colors. The green ones was just vanilla. The purple ones was like oatmeal or something. I could eat a whole box of them. I tried some 20 years ago or 15 years ago from Jungle Gyms, and they just were horrible. It just tastes like dough. You know, like what they, dough without putting it in the oven. They just taste like chalk. They were horrible. Horrible. I got every color box that day too. I'm like, mama cookies. Me and my wife were at Jungle Gyms, guys. And I was like, I went crazy when I seen them cookies. I took almost every box that they had. I bought the yellow box, the green box, the purple box, the brown box for the chocolate one. I bought almost every box from every color. Took them things, not to mention, had to get the gallon of milk. Got a big ass gallon of milk, took them cookies home, disregarded all the other shit we bought, which was fruit and vegetables, disregarded all of that, and sat my ass down and was ready to watch something on television with those mama cookies. I dipped the first one in there, and it didn't dip right. The cookie didn't dip right. It didn't accept the milk. I put it in the milk, and the milk just ran off of it. It didn't drink the milk like they used to. I remember that as a kid. I dipped it again and again and again, and it was like milk repellent. It wouldn't absorb the milk. So I was a little like, whoa, it's different. So I finally just put it out, I eat it, and it's nasty. I got all these boxes of mama cookies, like Girl Scout cookies. I got them all over the place, and I don't even like them. So I start opening up the different color ones, thinking, well, maybe that's the one I didn't like back then. I don't know. They were horrible. Just like animal cookies now. I can't stand any of the shit that I used to like. The only thing I eat from my past is hot pickles and Grippos. I don't like any of the pies or any of that stuff anymore. It just don't taste the same. It don't taste the same. Not even the candy bars. Some of the candy bars are crazy. I used to love Chico sticks. I can't really eat a Chico stick today. Baked beans and all that, the Boston baked beans and all that shit, they don't do nothing but crack my teeth. Like, who eats this shit? What is it still doing here? Lemon heads don't taste like lemon heads. They taste like, oranges. I don't know. They don't taste like lemon heads. They just taste like a damn a jelly bean or something. It don't even taste like a lemon head anymore. The hell? All right, guys, I really have some business to take care of. I don't know if I'm going to do a podcast tomorrow with Fame. If y'all don't know, Fame has a boxing podcast. I am a guy who's in the background of boxing. Okay, I don't really publicize what I do. I don't really talk about it because I don't want to be one of them guys that people turn to. But I've done well in the profession. People turn to me and call me and ask for information and try to help me. I'm a conduit, so to speak. That's why Rick was calling me. Ricky Ross was calling me. Y'all heard? Did you hear it? Did y'all hear it? Because he wasn't talking about the show. He was talking about the show, but he wasn't talking about this podcast show. He was talking about some other stuff. So I do need to, wrap that up. He's a client. And we talk about the past sometime. I don't really like getting into that type of stuff because I know some people kind of like that shit. I'm kind of past it. It's not a part of my life anymore. And I'm going to leave it that way. So without further ado, I will see you. Oh, tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm doing a podcast with Fame, Rosting, on his betting show. And we're talking boxing because a big fight is going on this weekend. And it's Caleb Plant versus Benavidez. So we're going to talk about that. I think it's 10 o'clock in the morning. And I'm gonna probably be on the flight. So for those that want to see how I move and how I travel on my own time, tomorrow might be one of them days where you may get a chance to do that if you watch his podcast. I would never go live from a flight, from an airplane, because y'all would think I'm bougie as hell. But that's okay. Some of y'all think that anyway. I used to be called headliner. I'm not anymore. Hey, peace and love to everybody. Nothing but love to everybody in them streets, man. Do the safe thing and do the right thing. Peace and love. I'll see you guys Monday at 5 o'clock. Prayers out to my youngest baby. And now also please pray for my oldest who is taking that DAT this weekend. Peace and love to the family. And I am out. I'll see you guys on the next one. 5 o'clock on Monday.
Wow.
Yo, round of applause. That's incredible. I don't use that word perfect very often, but it's some perfect shit right now. By my language.
Be too strung out on compliments, overdosed on confidence, started not to give a fuck and stop fearing the consequence, drinking every night because we drink to my accomplishments, faded way too long, I'm floating in and out of consciousness, and they saying I'm back, I agree with that, I just take my time with all this shit, I still believe in that, I had someone tell me I fell off, ooh I needed that, and they wanna see me pick back up, well where'd I leave it at, I know I exaggerated things, now I got it like that, tuck my napkin in my shirt cause I'm just mobbing like that. You know good and well that you don't want a problem like that. You gon' make someone around me catch a body like that. No, don't do it. Please don't do it. Cause one of us goes in and we all go through it. And Drizzy got the money, so Drizzy gon' pay it. Those my brothers, I ain't even gotta say it. That's just something they know. They know, they know, they know. They know, they know, they know. They know, they know, they know. Yeah, they know, yeah. That the real is on the rise. Fuck them other guys. I even gave them a chance to decide. Now it's something they know. They know, they know, they know. Yeah, I be yelling out money over everything. Money on my mind. Then she wanna ask when it got so empty. Tell her I apologize, happened over time. She says they missed the old Dre, girl, don't tempt me. If they don't get it, they'll be over you. That new shit that you got is overdue. You better do what you supposed to do. I'm like, well, I gotta be on that, but still I can't deny the fact that it's true. Listen to you expressing all them feelings. Soap opera rappers, all these niggas sound like all my children. And that's who you thinking is about to come and make a killing. I guess it really is just me, myself, and all my millions. You know that they ain't even got it like that. You gon' hype me up and make me catch a body like that. Cause I live for this, it isn't just a hobby like that. When they get my shit and play it, I ain't even gotta say it, they know. They know, they know, they know. They know, they know, they know. They know, they know, they know. Yeah, they know, yeah. That the real is on the rise. Fuck them other guys. I even gave them a chance to decide. Now it's something they know. They know, they know, they know. I be yelling out money over everything.
Oh gosh.